Hello, time for the takedown. Awesome. So we have here the rig, and what I'm going to do right now is taking out of here this rough base, and on top of this, I'm going to start designing the tie down pass. So I'm going to choose here the marker number 2 because it's my favorite brush on Tumbum Harmony. Where is it? 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 Here. Amazing. And now I'm going to take this thing here to fix the transparency. Maybe something like this will work also. And now I'm going to put my hat of designer on top of me and trying just to find appealing shapes. And for example here I can instead of having this crack I can have like a C curve, and then from here to here I can have a straight. And then instead of this being like super symmetrical, see this shape is super symmetrical, I can taper this shape towards this part, towards the bottom. And maybe I can do something like this. And I'm also considering the negative space that I'm going to be creating between these two characters. So I'm finding like this knife shape here between these two characters will look really nice. So there you go. I have that knife shape there. Then poop, the mouth is here. Then these teeth I can also like tilt a little bit towards that side. This mouth, yeah, is nice there. Then we have here. Now this eye will be something like this, and we'll be looking at the robot, which is going to be the robot is here, but the tool is here. So this dude will be looking at that thing. It's like, holy shit, what is that thing over there? And we have the hair creating this silhouette around this eye. We can have the other hairs coming like this. And from here to here, we're coming from this S shape here, from this S to this straight, and from this straight, we are going whoop, and we are going here and creating this C curve to create this silhouette of the character there. Amazing. And we can continue the hair of this dude like here, or maybe, you know what? Maybe we can go around and inside here, around and inside here. So we are not showing this part of the hair here, but just already here. Actually, I like that shape there. I like that shape there. So let's continue and go around this shape. Oop. So I'm considering the negative space that I'm creating here. So this negative space is like this triangle here and this other square here. Awesome. And maybe you can even show the teeth there. So I'm using the negative space that I create with the hair to put the tooth in between there, in the middle there. So it actually, you can read it because the shape of the hair is black and the shape of the tooth is white. So you can read that shape. Awesome. Now from here to here, we have to draw through. So we are super conscious of these shapes inside of this dude. Awesome. Let's get rid of this thing here. Oopsie. Let me just draw like this. And here, instead of being like clack clack, I'm going to create one single line like this. So I have this beautiful shape in the middle. Now the choker. See, here I have the point of this nose. Maybe I can have something like this. Now it feels more like something like that. So now that it's feeling like that, I can come here and put a choker in between these shapes. But I'm leaving that space here for this knife negative space here, and the choker just comes like this. Awesome. And we have this thing here, this thing here. We can move this in height so we can show just a little bit of that part. And the hair, I can go a little bit more towards that side. So I can create this S shape between the hair and the skull of this dude. So this will be something like this. See? So here I have an S, but drawing through this dude, we have this, this C and this straight curve. Awesome. Looks like a woman. There you go. Now we're talking. Um, awesome. So from here to here, this is super straight. I would like to push this curve a little bit so it's not like a straight. And from here to here, we have this shape of the leg. We have this shape of the leg. Boop, boop, boop. We have this here, this here, and this here. Here we're going and opening this shape a bit more so it's not this symmetrical. Look at this symmetrical shape here. This is a symmetrical rectangle that sucks. So loser. So we have to open that a little bit. See? Now it's more dynamic. Amazing. You can even just like open this shape a bit more towards here. So this is actually, if I am being aware of the connection of this leg, this can come and do something like this. See? Amazing. Amazing. So it's not just like what is that? See, I'm drawing through. And the tail here. Now here. Oh, there will be the tail. I have to also add a deformer. Add deformer on the tail. Awesome. Now this rhythm of this leg, instead of being like from the inside, I want to inverse the curve like this. And here we're having this shape here. We're having this shape here. Maybe I can move this and open this shape a bit. Something like that. Awesome. That brings more volume to this character. And the foot will be something like this. Awesome. And here I might consider adding another shape here in the inside of the leg, so the foot, so we can see this bottom part of the character. So I have to add a note here. Add that thing. Add that thing. Whoop. And here I can just have like the nails coming like this, and that will work. Now, awesome. What else? Here I feel like the chest should push a bit more towards this direction. So this is the moment that I'm coming in with this tie down drawing that I'm doing. I am polishing those things. You see, it's like this arrow, this force of this neck is pointing here, but this is also opening for the force to come and boom, go towards this dude too, or just come boom, come towards this leg. So I'm trying to find a ways of designing the lines or designing the shapes within this character to create. I'm designing the shapes to represent that volume or that rhythm inside of this character. And from here to here, I can come and do something like this for the neck of this dude. Amazing. See? And this is an S. Is an S here. So just thinking about using Z, S, or I, or straight lines is not a matter of thinking of those as a superficial thing, but also as a consequence of thinking about the inside, of how the inside forces behave inside of the character. Crazy, right? That's why it's super entertaining to do live drawing, because in live drawing, it's just that. It's like in real life, seeing how the forces of the human being in front of you are behaving inside of the human. And then when you just draw, it's like, wow, these super cool shapes appear as a consequence. So you can see in real life all of those forces. Oh, wait, I will get lost. So this part of the chest. Yes, this will be something like this. So this neck of this dude will not be tapering too much here, but the line will end around here. Awesome. I feel like this lower part of this character is too wide. It's like too much. So I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to take some volume out of that part. Oopsie. I'm going to take some volume out of here. Awesome. Now it's looking like my character. Look at this one line all the way. Crazy, right? Awesome. Now this, look at this. Another symmetrical, boring, stupid shape. I'm bullying my shapes here because I have to make them strong. So here I'm coming like this and tapering this thing like this, so I can actually have maybe something like this. Yeah, so I have something like this, and then from here, poop, I connect to this lower part of the mouth. Poop, and then from here to here, we have this. Oopsie! You remember what I said in the first video? What is the first thing we do before going to the tie down? I didn't do it. Is this the perspective grid? So let's do the perspective grid and stop freehanding this thing, eyeballing all of this. So the perspective of this thing for this scene, I'm having a lot of buildings here, and these dudes will be fighting to each other like sin, 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 sin. But the island here is like we are from an helicopter, and the helicopter is looking at these dudes, but it's not above. It's like almost the island at the eye level of these dudes. So the perspective will not be pushed. So yeah, this dude is only in a box in something like this, I would say. This dude is in a box that is something like this. Yeah. So all my lines that goes like this will go in that direction. But if I tilt the head of this dude, then this box doesn't matter anymore because then I am doing something like this. And also this pose is out of balance, so that's something I consider. So the box of this character is not following the big box in which this entire character is containing, but instead this box is something like this because this is the angle of the face. This is the angle of the face, and the box will be doing something like this. So I'm drawing and then considering all of those inner boxes in which every part is like tilting in different angles. So I really like that eye, to be honest, how I distorted that eye there, so it's making a good silhouette with the head. The hair is also working very well there. This eye will have this shape. It's like Gary from SpongeBob. We'll have this shape like this, and this eye will be something like this. Now again, this dude is going like this. So if this dude is going like this, I'm imagining that the ears will drag and will have this force. Like will go towards, will go like this in some way. So I'm changing this corner from being from the front into the back right now. So it's something like this. Now here I can push this one to drag a lot, and this one I can have this one to be like not that much. So I'm creating a symmetry in my pose. And I'm tilting all of these lines, all of these C lines, I'm tilting towards that direction. So actually it have this feeling of movement. Normally when people is just starting with these things, they just grab the ear and this like same thing, but no, but also each lines of this shape behave or are influenced by the forces that are pushing or pulling this character towards either side. So that's something that I consider, and I can even push a little bit more, and maybe the tip of this ear can be something like this. It's just straight there. And maybe this is not the perfect pose. Maybe there's many ways of posing this character, but at least what I can see right now is this. And maybe in the future, when I will start animating this scene, I will see other possibilities that this pose could offer me, but I didn't saw at that time. So it doesn't matter if you don't get the best pose at the beginning. Just drawing, 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 drawing until something pops up. Now, it will be funny if I have these two ears like this, like together, like like a bunny or something. So it's something like this. And I'm taking this decision because don't want to overlap these two ears with the ears of the other character next to it. So yeah, what if I gave life to these? I give life to these ears. So these ears are like they're like arms, so they move together, or something like that. What else? Okay, this arm. I want the feeling of this arm to be like, yeah, this is arm is going that direction. It's not only flat, but this arm is going that way. This forearm is going that way. So this is like this. Like that. But right now it's just like this. but I want this to be like like that. So to do that, I'm conscious about these overlapping lines, this upper arm overlapping there, and this one opening there. Also, and then this comes like this straight, and this comes like this, something like this, and we are seeing maybe the bottom part of this. I don't know, but for me, just leaving that line overlapping this part of the leg will do the job. That will do what I'm looking, what I want to achieve. Listen, I hate this arm here in the background, in the back, so I will change that and also give it a new silhouette. So maybe I don't have to show. Let's draw through, because what if I show the other shoulder here? It'll be something like this. This is like this. No, I want this to be. So I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe standing up and posing. So this is something like. He's like almost cutting the balls of this dude. So this is like. So this arm can actually be foreshortened here at the distance. See, this arm could actually be foreshortened, so I don't have to show the entire arm or the entire volume of this. And by posing is that I figured out a way to pose this dude. Yeah, something like this. But let me try to find something better. So the force of this could lead here towards that way. Now this dude is facing that way, and this dude is facing that way. So let me see if I can achieve some awesome. That's the asymmetry that I was looking for. That was the asymmetry that I was looking for. Awesome. There you go. That's the arm that is going farther away in perspective. This may be a little bit smaller. Saving. Saving, always saving just in case. Amazing. Look at that silhouette. Awesome. What else do I need? This dude over here. I like the how these teeth look at in here. So I was considering maybe the neck. We can see the neck here a bit, and then we are seeing this part of the neck squashing here, this cheek overlapping. So this is just designing. It's designing, and this is something that I heard once on an animation podcast. They were interviewing this veteran animator that was talking about his experience working on a specific studio when they were doing traditional animation, and he was mentioning that one day one of these older animators came to was walking around his office and was like, "Hey, dude, turn off your light table." And he was like, "Turning off my light table?" "Yeah, because you will see the difference. When you turn off your light table, you stop seeing in betweens and you start seeing drawings." And he was like, there, that was the moment when everything changed for me. And he was like, I stopped seeing in betweens and then I start seeing drawings. And that concept is that every frame that you draw have to be a drawing. It's not like just an in-between or a thing that a computer will give you, but it's actually the something that you design to be appealing on the screen, to be appealing that you can actually see in the screen and feel like, wow, that's nice. I can put that in a teacher of mine, a mentor of mine told me once, if you design a frame that you can put it on a wall like a picture frame, is a frame that is working. That's really really nice. That's a really nice mindset to have when animating. And then is when I come here and I take the time and I put the time in designing this type of crazy frames. And then he's like, Henry, but how is that you are going to get in and out of this pose? That's something that I'll figure out later. But there's always a way. There's always a way. There is always a way. But I'm also designing this pose with a feeling of movement, with a feeling of yeah, I'm thinking about movement when drawing for animation. So that's why drawing for animation is different than just drawing. So it's an entire adventure, an entire adventure. There you go. Maybe you see these are two parallel, so I can grab this one and stretch this one like this, and this one can be something like this instead. See? It's the Doritos ear. Awesome. See? So this is my tie down. This is my tie down pass. My tie down pass. And on this tie down pass, I get out of the rig. It's like, dude, rig is like, get out of here, you suck. It's like, now my passion for drawing, now my time, the moment that I enjoy just getting here in the canvas and drawing, this is the moment. This is the moment to enjoy. This is the moment to relax, to put some cool music, and to put the hat of a designer and start designing and start designing. Then what happens next is just taking all the pieces of the rig and connecting and polishing all of those things. So this is the title. This is the title. I will put the rig on top of these drawings. And after, so we have the rough sketch done, the rough blocking done. Boop, boop, boop. We have the title done, and now we're going to pose the rig to get to these final shapes. And on top of this, I will do another one, which is not too many drawings, but just putting one line here to, it's like, hey dude, clean here, or here's like, hey dude, clean here, or it's like, hey dude, please fix these deformers. So it's me being my own judge and pushing myself to clean these poses and to have very good results. Here, for example, this hair shape. Let me just be a little bit more accurate to this thing. This will be something like this. I'm going to use the same hair shape that I have, just moving there. So I'm trying to just copy and paste what I have there already. Awesome. Let's go. Is there? Let me lower the opacity of this. Advanced opacity to something like this, and block this layer. Let's get rid of all the layers that I don't need around, so it's not bothering me here. Where these notes come from? Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. Awesome. So it's me moving pieces around right now. Yeah, sometimes I miss traditional animation when I'm doing this, when I'm posting things. But as I mentioned, it's not this or this. I think it's both. And if you train yourself, if you develop both skills, the technical skills and the artistic skills together, then you are able to enjoy both. You're able to enjoy both. You're able to enjoy both. And drawing is the main thing. Drawing is what it will give you the freedom to improvise and to play, to have this feeling of like, oh dude, I feel like I am playing here. And like, that's exact feeling. That's the exact feeling that you unlock after hours and hours of practice. And at the end is that. At the end is that. I always like to compare this with music. Like, yeah, dude, there's a point in which, I don't know, when you're learning guitar, in which you already know your scales, you know everything from, and on the fretboard, you know how to find all the scales in different parts of the fretboard. So when you go with your friends, you can jam with them and have a good time and just being amazed by all the crazy things that could happen. I'm saying this, but I don't, I cannot jam with the guitar. But I remember when I was learning. A friend of mine was teaching me how to play scales, how to improvise in the guitar, and all of that. Dude, of course, when you're learning skills at the beginning, oops, I need to put a deformer here. At the beginning, when you're learning how to play scales, it's like someone is yourself. You're super slow at learning scales. You have to memorize them. You have to practice them, but eventually it's like, oh, okay, I got it. And then you become faster. And then it's super cool because when you put backing tracks, like songs in which are that belongs from a certain scale, you can play on those backing tracks, and put in practice all of those things that you've been learning in terms of the scales. And for me, the backing tracks right now in animation, comparing to animation, the backing tracks are something like, yeah, making a short film, making making a random animation or whatever. And then is when you put your all the things that you've been practicing, all your skills into actual practice. And that's what I'm doing short. That's why I'm doing short films. And it's because I'm already tired of just practicing the scales and scales and scales and scales. It's like I can practice scales for years, but I want to enjoy playing the guitar for a little bit. And then when you are actually playing the guitar, playing a song, or trying to improvise, or create a song with your friends, you are facing different type of challenges. Not only like the challenges of keeping a character on model or all the challenges that you can find in animation, but you will also find other challenges like how to create a story, how to do an animatic, how to rig, how many other things like how to be in rhythm or align with the band members which you are jamming. So all of those things are like more interesting for me at this point than just randomly practicing for the sake of mastery, which is cool. But I feel like the concept of mastery should have a bigger purpose behind it, not just because I want to master a skill, but why is that you want to master a skill? And for me, I just want to have fun right now making all of these crazy animations. Also, there's a a little bit of a conversation here while I am posing this dude. And I'm surprised that I am able to do both. That's a nice thing about these videos that I'm recording right now, is that actually talking, and I've been mentioning this in every single video, I think, talking and working makes me use the 100% of my brain, and it's dude. Sometimes I end up tired after the day doing this, but it makes me feel makes me concentrate on this, and also I can count the amount of hours that I'm working every day because it's reflected on the amount of videos that I record that I record and I haven't finished uploading the videos from yesterday, but I'll do that eventually. Oopsie, where's the hierarchy of this thing? Oh, this piercing is in the wrong side. There you go. So look at the difference and when I'm flipping here to here. Look at how all this tie down process that I made, how see how this is affecting or improving the pose so far. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So the neck, I'll move the neck around here. Black. I'm going to polish this curve to make this super rounded here to create that knife. You see that knife shape that I designed on the tie down? Now I'm trying to drag that shape, trying to preserve, to keep, to maintain that shape here. Also here the torso. Let's move all of these points together, something like this. Amazing. Oop. We're breaking this shape a little bit to have a sharp corner by putting all of those deformers together. Oopsie. Okay, this will go a little bit lower, but I'll keep that line at the crotch. Awesome. This part will go higher. So yeah, it's really nice to put the time and the effort to learn these skills that are transferable to many different disciplines. Like if you learn to draw, you can storyboard, you can animate, you can design characters. So yeah, it's worth the time if this is something that you love. And I think the best part is when you can just jam, when you can just improvise and feel this feeling of freedom while designing, and not overthinking or not even thinking too much about rules, but just drawing and feel lost, get lost in the act of drawing. Wait, why is this being cutted here? Maybe there's a cutter bothering over there. Okay, doesn't matter. This neck, I want to one line this neck with this, so this will be something like this. I'll figure out which is that cutter that is messing with me there. Boop. This will come like this. Yeah, I'll clean that on the polish pass. So for now, let's continue. I'll clean that on the polish pass. I'll clean that on the polish pass. Me trying to talk to myself. Just don't waste time on those things. So this, I move these deformers. Why is that thing ending in that type of shape? It's awful. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out later. So this is the cheek. I can also put the formers in here, but I'm trying to get away with just moving things like that because it's super possible to just get away with these things just by moving these things around. I'll make this eye bigger without moving the deformers neither. Oop, oop, oop. And see, the rigs are just like pieces that exist there in this software. But what is actually valuable is is what you can come up with in your drawings, and then just use the rig to trace on top of those drawings, or the rigs serve your drawings. Amazing. There you go. Trying to create clean shapes here. Let me open a bit this shape. Awesome. Save, saving. And the eye will come here like this. Awesome. This neck actually will be something like this. Where's the other neck of this dude? I'm going to move all of this, get out of here. This is the neck. Yeah, this is the other neck. So boop here. Then I'll make these. Now that overlapping line, there is something that I don't. Oops! That's something that I cannot create with these necks because I don't have overlapping lines. But in the animation process, I will just create a new layer in which I could add all of those extra lines that are needed. But for now, there is okay to represent that the neck is squashing that at that point. So here, making this a little bit bigger. Pack, awesome. What else? Okay, the arms, the ears of this dude too. Black, flip, stretch, skew, squash, scale, rotate, move. Awesome. And yeah, guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and like this. And if there is a friend of yours that is also going through this path of making animations or just exploring all the things that we can do in animation, feel free to share this video with that person. There you go. There you go. So yeah, that's it. And then we have the Gary eye, like the SpongeBob. Oop. 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 Awesome. Then boop. Amazing. What else? What else can I do? What else can I do? Okay, this will go like that. Beautiful. It's working really well. It's working really well. And then here, the arm will come like this. And then this foot, this paw will go behind. Bam. Something like this. I'll figure out that overlapping line. How can I add? And this arm will go here towards the front. I can make this a little bit bigger. And move this here and here. Awesome. There you go. Amazing. And this is the process. This is my process. This is what I do. There I know different people that they work in different many other ways. But I'm just sharing I'm sharing what works for me, and I hope it works for you too. Hope it works for you, and most importantly, you know what is most importantly about all of this? That this inspires you in some way to put the hard work of learning how to draw, learning how to animate for real, to put the time to be able to enjoy that feeling of just like playing around. I think that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Like you can, I don't know, you can learn something here, but it's not about like just learning one song. It's not about learning how to play Switch Album Mine and guitar and that's it. It's about understanding how the guitar works. And I'm not trying to explain you how the guitar works, but just by showing you how I play this guitar, which is animation, maybe inspire you to look and find your own ways of playing the guitar. This is the way that I play guitar. And it's interesting because I train like I train. I feel like a ninja. I trained like with a traditional animation approach with my teachers that were teaching me this traditional animation approach, and then I went all the way into creating. Well, they also showed me how to do cutout, but it was everything towards oriented towards traditional, and then I end up doing super cartoony, irreverent adult animations. And I felt like I learned how to play traditional guitar, and now I'm playing like super punk songs, and it's funny. It's funny because my mentors they also like the animations that I'm doing, and that's inspiring. I send them these animations. It's like, hey, what do you think? So that's nice. One of them told me last time, like, this is the best one so far that you've made from all the ones that you have. I was like, oh no, I peaked. I peaked. And yeah, poop. I'm thinking also about a short film. I will not make spoilers, but I'm also cooking on. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I'm working on another idea, and this time I want to show like from day zero, like from when I start actually making mood boards or just uh, planning and actually creating the idea from scratch. So I want to do something funny with that idea. And the cool thing about that idea that I'm cooking on right now is that it's not too complex as this one, but I'm going to train another thing that I want to train, and it's not only my animation muscles or the muscles of of drawing and blah blah blah, but also the ability to create dialogue, or the ability to create comedy. And I've been watching these nights before sleeping the movies of Naked Gun. They're the three reports are on Netflix. Amazing movies, dude. Amazing movies. And every time that I see a gag, I repeat a gag. Actually, every time that I see a gag that I laugh, that makes me laugh, I repeat that gag and I just study that thing. It's like why that thing makes me laugh. So the next short film that I want to make, I want to try to push the comedy of things, and trying to come up with smart jokes, not just sexual jokes or just fight sequences, but also how to create nice gags. I love comedic gags. So yeah, you know, that's why I stopped just studying animation or making mentorships about animation, just animating, because I love many more things more than animation. Like animation is cool. I like animation, nice. But dude, comedy, that's something that I love. I don't know what else. Like music, that's something that I love. So so yeah, just being crazy, just animating. I'm losing other parts of life that are also there for me to explore. I really admire people like Jared Leto or like Seth MacFarlane. That those dudes, they're 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 amazing in different disciplines. Not only on one. Like Jared Leto is an amazing musician. He's also an actor. He even does like mountain climbing. And to keep joking, sometimes I mention like, dude, that dude even have like a cult or something. So that dude is crazy, dude. Seth MacFarlane also. I think he's a singer, voice actor, comedian, and he also builds amazing shows. And those are the things. Those are the things that I feel admiration for. Like the yeah, of course, many people will remember your work and all of that, but I feel like there's so much more apart from the work that we do that we can also get. That can also contribute to our experience as artists. Yeah, it's really impressive how they approach their careers at the highest levels. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. There you go. All of these things that you see here broken, those are the things that I will leave for the polish pass. Those are the things that I'll leave for the polish pass. All of these things, and here, and here and there, here. All of these things are things that I'll fix on the polish pass. But for now, this is how I went from this this is like that thing like this to this. See? Let me render this from here to here. Actually, I have to enable the pupils of these dudes. Bloop. No, wait. Now I want to create another shape here. I want to have a circular shape eye. Color 3HC, THC, and poop. Thing like that. Awesome. What? I think I put this in the liner, right? So it can show. Yes, no? Oh, I didn't put it here. Liner. Awesome. And for this dude also, where's the eye? Where's the eye? You see it? I added, before recording this video, I added this thing that allows me to grab all of these things. But also I put these things here that reveal this part of the eye, make it smaller, looking down. You know what? I want the circular shape. So new drawing, color this, get rid of this, paint this with the color of the monster. Oops, see? That line. Black, 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 black. Paint this with the color of the monster. And what time is it? 5:32. Awesome. There you go. And this dude also. Where are the things for this dude here? Nope. Oh, see, I didn't extend this part. I didn't create these other layers for this dude. Oopsie. I will add those later. So these will come here. This will be like, oh, what is happening? Oh, I've been squashed by these dudes. It's like, and here it'll come like this. That's so funny. There you go. Another thing that I want to fix, and again, all of those nodes I'll do on the polish pass. It's like, hey, I want sharp corners here. I want sharp corners here, like pointy corners. Fix this, fix this, fix this. So on the next video, I will be adding those nodes and polishing this pose. Wait, what are you doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Awesome. Now we're talking. See? So we went from where's the mnemonic? Where's the mnemonic? See, this pose from the mnemonic, that feeling of the pose from the mnemonic to this pose over here. And we have the same intention. That's the main thing that I want to carry from the mnemonic to this pose in pass. And is that I want, oops, see, look at this. This should be facing that way. Okay, so the main thing that I wanted to grab here is like the intention of the pose, the feeling of the pose. Why is this pose like this? I need a character out of balance, just avoiding this attack, and then I just push on top of this. I push on top of this, and maybe looking right now at this, I really like how this leg is a little bit more up. So let's see if I can maybe move this thing a little bit more up. And here I can also in the polish pass be like, hey, soft, make that a flow of that line a little bit more softer. And there you go. That's the thing. And of course, I have to translate the animatic, the drawing from the animatic, to the new visual language that I have on this character, which it changed from the necks being like this instead of being just tubes connected to the body, and it changed to this. So if you go back to the videos and when I start redesigning this dude, you will see like this character improved like 10x when I started looking for reference and using all of those references as inspiration to see how these necks actually work for this type of monster. And then pushing the angles, not only like this, but pushing this arm looking far away and this other back in perspective. All of those things just makes the posing more badass. So hope you like this video. Let me go full screen. And on the next video, we are going to finish this pose. See you next time. Bye. Boop.